It's the Caleb MTGO Show.
The two cards here that I think are like worth pack one pick winning are Gaia's Cradle and Psychic Frog. I'm gonna take the Frog. Blue black's certainly more fought over than green. Like, you could take the Gaia's Cradle and just guarantee yourself a solid Cradle deck with ways of tutoring for the Cradle, playing creatures to juice it up, landfall things, you know, all that good stuff. But I do think Frog is very strong. I'm gonna follow this Frog up with Emperor Bones. MILF, man, I love Frog. Everybody loves Frog. Everyone loves Frog equally. No holdouts. Boss probably should be taking Tidebinder over Siren. I like Siren a lot. Big Tidebinder fan these days. Oh yeah? What do you like it against? Just everything. Walkers and such. That's a card with like a pretty high average, but a pretty low floor hum. Usually doing something good. Sometimes just not. Well, hopefully my shit didn't dry up, hum. What do you do with this pack? Yeah, I need that interaction. Crypt and Lolifant are interesting. Just gonna take Tar Pit. I do hope that Gush comes back. I do like Gush with Psychic Frog. Very hard to play around that pump mid-combat. You're like, okay, the opponent's only got one card in hand. If I double block the Frog, I can kill it. And then you're like, surprise! +4/+4. Hey, there we go. A little Reanimator sub-theme here. Yeah, I've said it a lot, but Archon is definitely one of the premium reanimation targets, the premium cheat targets. We already have a discard outlet with the Psychic Frog and a reanimation effect with the Emperor Bones. So we just need like a few more of those, huh? Gushing Frogs, yeah, best kind of frog. Oh, man. I did not sleep enough last night. I thought I recovered most of it. Took a nap in the afternoon. That was pretty necessary. You ever been sleepy, chat? You ever not get enough sleep? Never. Always well rested. Wouldn't have expected that. How high am I rating Mana Drain? Mana Drain's great. I have Mana Drain below Psychic Frog, but above Emperor Bones. Just looking at cards directly in front of me here. You have an image from your backyard of a frog eating another frog. I'm good on that. Thank you, though. Stacking up some red dualies. Blue has not been especially open. Might have to cram another color in here to have enough playables. But Caleb, there's a preacher. Yeah, I said playables. Oh, very fun. Waddle is king. Well, I do like Baleful Mastery at least. Random, but you met me at the judge's after party for GP ATX before COVID. Now it's really chill. Oh, cool. Glad I wasn't a jerkhole to you. Yeah, that was one of the few events that I did coverage for, right? That's why I was there. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Pandemic kind of threw a wrench into a lot of stuff. Hell of a pack here, right? Exhume would be great. Have another way to reanimate an Archon would be great. Or even just like turn 1 Bin Lolifant, turn 2 reanimate it, right? And then Overlord's a good way to fill up the graveyard. Imperial Seal's really nice for putting your reanimation stuff together. I think I'm just going to take the Underground Sea, though. We'll wheel a good black card. Black's been open, you know. It might not be the one that I want most, which is the Exhume, but I think that's fine. Strix or Voidwalker, huh? Or Flooded Strand. Maybe I just want Flooded Strand. Yeah, same reasoning. Same reasoning. We'll get a black card back. Oh, really, William? Yeah, I vaguely remember seeing Adam Yurchik at that Pro Tour. Wearing sunglasses and snarfling down some odd food thing. Yeah, that was my first Pro Tour. That was a long-ass time ago. My hotel situation was not great for that. I slept in a room that just, like, did not have enough room for all the people we had in there. And the person who booked the hotel, like, wanted to be, like, in the center of Amsterdam, like, in the, like, thick of things, which meant that, like, you know, there were loud partiers outside our window all night. Well, a little Leon action, huh? My discard on. Soldanoka says, I've only hung out with Caleb post-COVID, and he's definitely still chill. Oh, that's not true. The spot we met, Soldanoka, that pizza party that I threw for GP Madison, that was definitely pre-COVID, because GPs existed. Yeah, Sunken Ruins is good, but I'm gonna grab the Barrogoyf, huh? This pack was really good for this deck. It's weird, but I'm gonna grab the Lotus Petal. Man, I have not been thrilled with Kaido so far, but maybe it's good here. Maybe the Strix wheels. How was Amsterdam? I enjoyed Amsterdam a lot more when I was off. Yeah, the Zoom and the seal both disappeared. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't, like, super well rested and such. The people I stayed with were also a bit loud, I guess is the word. Good folks, you know, like good guys, but I felt like they didn't have, like, a ton of experience traveling internationally. And so we always got, like, worse service when I was out, like, eating with them and stuff, and they were always, like, complaining about how bad the service is, and I was like, man, if you dropped, like, 10 decibels, we just brought it down a notch. This would be going so much better for all of us. And I say that as someone who can be a loud American. I got shushed the last time I was at a museum in Spain. Nobody's perfect. But yeah, I got a lot better service when I was off on my own. Yeah, I wasn't high on the heavy touristy parts, and that's, like, most of what I was exposed to in Amsterdam. I think I would have enjoyed, like, the rural country areas more that I didn't really get to see. Yeah, so the Reanimate would be good, but we're gonna take this recall, right? I'm not a monster. Looking at Remand, looking at Atali. Grave Titan's a bit more castable than Atali, and we do have this Dark Ritual, so, like, maybe that's what you should be grabbing. I feel like Grave Titan doesn't win as many games as it used to. Yeah, let's just take Remand. Major says, I'm sorry. Spiritfarer and Mouthwashing are on the docket tomorrow, the two most opposite games in the world. That's the current plan, yeah. No guarantees how much I'll play either of them, but I've heard really good things. I'm looking forward to playing both of them. I think I would need to have a pretty negative reaction to Mouthwashing to not finish it, because I heard it's, like, kind of a shorter game. That said, I have had that happen with stream games before. Corpse Dance isn't terrible with Archon, but we already have two ways of reanimating it with the Necromancy and the Emperor Bones. I think I'm gonna grab this. Hello. Oh my god, the enemy dead too. Fuck, I should have grabbed the Corpse Dance. Should have grabbed the damn Corpse Dance. Any thought to Lightning Greaves? Here? No, not really. We got too much stuff going on turn 2 already. A little clunky here, I think. You think they're both great, but it's an adventurous pairing. You're probably right about that. Maybe I'll need a palate cleanser after mouthwashing. A good rinse. Yeah, one more reanimation effect would have been nice. And I passed like several this pack. But like I took a Trax over one. And I took Ancestral Recall over one. A little duress action here, maybe. Or maybe Collective Brutality, Get another discard outlet in. Well, duress into Frog's pretty good. How many discard outlets do I have? I have Bone Shards. I've got Frog. I've got Liliana. You could sort of count Overlord. I've had Siren be a way to bin. We don't have a Vamp Tutor in this deck, though. I'm just going to take Brutality, yeah. Currently, we have too many reanimatables for our lack of reanimation spells. Maybe I'll play Ballista. Maybe Preacher is good in here with the Dark Ritual. Usually not high on it, but it's got to be a little bit better turn 1, Well, Corpse Dance, we go up to 3 reanimation effects. I think we play the Atali then. Atali's not a bad one to Corpse Dance. I think with the Lotus Petal and the Dark Ritual and the Ancestral Recall and Siren helping me hit lands, I think this is a 16 mana source deck. Yeah, I mean, I could be playing red sources to try and cast Atali. I'm not going to do that. So 4 black sources and 4 blue sources here. And that'd be 11 black and 6 blue. Is 7-10 okay? Oh, there's the Sing into Stupor. So this is 8-10. Maybe 7-11 is better. Well, Recall and Siren helps you get land drops. Let's do this. Oh, that's right. I cut lands. Perfect. Well, maybe I want to go up to 12 black sources then. Hold on. Because 8 blue has to be plenty, right? I don't think we need 9 blue sources for my 4 blue cards. Yeah, let's go up to 12 black. If you can afford it, why not, right? Just like always have the Voidwalker and him on time. That's a fucking opener. Hey, cards, 6 to $5. Cards 1212 says absolutely love seeing you play Vintage on the VOD, even as a dedicated bug player. Love seeing Mud in action. Adding to the potato fund. Hey, thanks, cards. Appreciate the 5 buckaroos. Yeah, I think that Mud deck is like really fun too. It plays different than like the old, like lock you out of playing the game Mud decks of old. So lately I've been leaning on like not Psychic Frog. I've been leaning on other stuff to like bait out removal and such. I don't know if that's right. It's possible you're just supposed to slam Frog on 2 every time. And it either wins or it doesn't. Too bad this Collective Brutality wasn't that duress. I hemmed and hawed about it and decided I wanted one more discard outlet, but I knew duress into Frog was way better. And I could have brutality'd here, but then you're like waiting even longer to get the frog down. Frog already would have drawn a card. Pretty real. As I'm sitting here missing land drops. I think I'm gonna brutality pre-combat and get a sense of how much I should be sending at the Teferi. Oh shit, what up? Hey Project X, thanks for the resub. Thanks for 63 months. Teferi doesn't stop you from sacking Voidwalker, right? Yeah. You just have to like sack the Voidwalker on your turn. Oh shit, what up? Hey Neil Stars, thanks for the resub. Thanks for 68 months. Very awkward corpse dance. Yeah, the Glory Bringer exerting here and dicks it up. If you could stop answering my things, that would be great. This happens a lot with Reanimator, and we like trade evenly, and then I've got 3 lands, and the opponent's got like 10 mana over there, and a draw engine. A lot of the issues I had this game come down to that turn 2 decision to lead on Voidwalker instead of Frog. Could have hypothetically baited out a removal spell, but like not the way I played it even. It was pretty bad. He went to Fatal Push at the end of turn, but I'd still been F6'd. Shouldn't have F6'd, I guess. It's awkward here because I want a Dark Ritual Corpse Dance to Siren because that'll exile the top card, then I can get back Atraxa next turn, but that uses all my mana. Which means I'm not pushing the Otter. Mistakes have a way of snowballing, Yeah, really not happy with how I played this game at like pretty much any step. Maybe I'll find a discard outlet for the Atali and that'll save me. They're continuing to answer the things. Yeah, but like I could have Dark Ritual kicked Corpse Dance to get the Siren down. And blocked, and then untapped, and Corpse Dance back Atraxa. Then get Path the Atraxa, but then we get the Atraxa trigger, and then maybe finds us a removal spell for the hero. You know, like every single decision I've made has had repercussions, right? It's like removed other lines and such. At this point, they might just have me covered with a removal spell or a counter. Well, that's okay. Preacher. Are you talking about the 2-drop Red Scorpion? Because it certainly can, but I mean, my Corpse Dance can clear my path for my own Corpse Dance. Emperor Bones. This doesn't exile anything. It doesn't hit graveyards. It does nothing that what you're describing. You're confusing it with a different card. Almost like Kaido against a lot of what they're doing. No, yeah, people historically in Legacy splash green to play their Deathrite Shamans and like their Grixis decks. Maybe like a single Bayou in there to let it hit graveyards. Which we could do. You know, there's a Blooming Marsh and a Proving Ground there. But I don't think that's really worth going deep on. We actually have a lot of control over our graveyard already between Psychic Frog and Emperor Bones. And Corpse Stance is literally just the one card, right? Red Duels? Why would I want Red Duels? Just casting Antali? If I liked that, it would have been in the main deck, right? I decided to go with the cleaner mana base. But yeah, it was discussed when people were talking about taking off-color duels to cast Atraxa. Have done before, will do again. Didn't want to do it here. You're just interacting. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. How dare ye? At least this hand looks a lot better against like a Wave of Disruption. So turn 2 him into Liliana uptick. Sweet Island art. Yeah, it's my all-time favorite island. With one of my favorite Magic artists. I have a few of his prints on my wall and a few of his artist proofs, including an island that he's sketched on the back of for me. For money, of course. But yeah, I really like those Saga lands. You have that island in paper? Me too. It's the island that I use in paper. I've got a stack of them anyway. Putting deep in the fucking tank over there. I guess they took them all and a decision to make. No blue mana from my opponent yet. That's an awkward-ass card versus Liliana. Guess I'll exile the souls. Hey, Fizzardrix, thanks to the sob, thanks to 55 months. Oh shit, what up? Opponent does have Counterspell in their deck. And the Force of Will pitched Narset. So just an interesting start from them, But they found their black source for the Lingering Souls. It's not like I've got a pile of Wastelands over here. A little disappointed that my him into Liliana draw, which would have been so good last game, is going to end up being kind of miserable here. So we're in a spot where they have my Liliana covered, right? They've got the Lingering Souls to flashback. They have this Tar Pit. But we do have an Atraxa in our graveyard. Before the turn, they were Hellbent. Wouldn't it be nice to just draw a reanimation effect here? Whether Corpse Dance or Animate Dead. Or not Animate Dead, right? Necromancy is the one that's in here. Pretty far from being active. 2 land drops. Yeah, that's fucking impossible. I've never seen someone make 2 land drops. I suppose, Very possible Liliana should have just cashed in as an Edict here. But I did like getting the last card. Days but white? Oh my god. That would be miserable. Oh shit, what up? I get stashed since 65 months there. The days cycle. Get every color of days. A days except that it cycles. That would be interesting. So just the exact same card, but cycles for a blue. Yeah, I'd probably play that. I guess the battle could like turn on the fatal push at a future turn, but I think pumping both critters is good here. Well, it's still on a 2-turn clock here. Do you have it in you to discard Shielded? Gross, huh? This thing requires blue mana to activate, and the only blue mana is a tapped Meticulous Archive. So it depends on if they've got Path to Exile in their hand or not, right? That's their last card here. If I had Path, though, I would have searched for 3. Tried to kill me in 2 turns. Ballista would have been really good that game. I don't really like Preacher, but I wonder if this is a matchup it could do things. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to bin the Shielded, but I think the only thing that really gets you there is if they have a counter. You could lead on the Shielded, and then if it resolves, then sack it to the Bone Shards. But then you're, like, there's some soft counters that hit you pretty hard there that you're suddenly playing into that you aren't if you just play both removal spells. Hey, thanks, Fluffy Face. Glad you're enjoying the stream. I was feeling pretty down on myself after due to how I played that first game. Yeah, the issue is you're giving them another draw, I'm solely. If you don't kill them there. That draw could be anything, right? It could be a treachery for the Shielded that, like, brings them back into the game. Who knows? They could even draw a boat, yeah. Have I played Dave the Diver? I have not. I do have it installed. Do have it installed just in case I feel like playing it on one of these variety stream days. That was a big part of it too. I go unseen. That even if they only have a counter there, they probably only leave 1 creature bank. Leaving 2 bank was kind of a sign of weakness. Because you certainly don't want to give your opponent extra turns in that sort of spot. Kind of seems like they're looking for an answer to this Barrow Glyph, huh? Well, I did bin Lingering Souls. Force and pitch into Fairy. Interesting. Yeah, they do not want to allow me to have a connect here, and I don't blame them. Hard to win if your opponent's hitting you with a Barraglyph. Do I finally kill this Otter, or do I slam Overlord? Nice. Welcome back, Frog. Nice. Yeah, no point to jump with the Spirit Token here. I should rebut another Glaive for the Siren just because they cost less. I keep meaning to damn this Otter, and then I keep on drawing a better play and doing that instead. Opponent just looted away a counter. That's the joke. Yeah, things cannot be going well for them if that's like all they have every turn. I'm at fucking 15 over here. Like, they had Lingering Souls, which made Ballista a lot better. Then they had to force Will or Ballista that game, right? Whereas other matchups, they might just not give a shit about. Ballista is a 4-mana 2/2 or what have you. Mouthwashing was one of your favorite games of 2024. Looking forward to me playing it. Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to jamming. Kind of want to Corpse Dance them while they're tapped out, but it's so much better to get an Edict. I think I should have just Brutality'd actually, in retrospect, in hindsight. Just like duress them, and then they play Frog, and then I untap and just cast Corpse Dance on my turn. Oh, nice. But it's resolved, so it's all good. Hell of an Archon swing, huh? Have I ever played Roller Coaster Tycoon? Yeah. Kind of fun. I might discard full on this Collector Brutality. Just to pump my another Goyf here. They can replay it, but then they're down to like 2, and then the Brutality would kill them. So I think they die either way. That's kind of nice. Crab in hand, sure. Kennedy wins. Well, the Corpse Dance finally did something, huh? That's nice. Nice for Corpse Dance to show up. Looks like another one where Ballista would be good. I don't know what we're cutting for the Ballista, though. Have I played Spirit Prayer before? I have not. Be Prepared to Cry? I've heard that before. The very... I think it was Bill Riccardi, one of my mods. I think that's what he said. That we'd all be in tears. I don't know. Fucked you up so bad in a good way. That seems to be the vibes. It seems to be... Like, the tagline for the game is, like, learning how to let go and stuff, and you see 2, like, fuzzy animal friends, like, sitting on a bench together or something. It's like, yeah, pretty easy to see what you're getting yourself into. That's not a show and tell. Well, the Emperor Bones can get the opponent's graveyard. Maybe keep them off Kiora here for a little bit. Magic the Gathering Zugzwang. Yeah. It sort of applies to Magic. A spot where, like, any play, any move, you lose. Zug's, like, pretty specific to chess, though, because you have to make a move. You gotta. Like a part of the game. Uh-oh. My draws are not cooperating here. Is this a Reanimator mirror? We haven't seen any Reanimator stuff from the opponent. In Magic, you have to draw. That's true. So you could get there where, like, you've got a bunch of beans in play and only a few cards left in your deck, and then all of the cards that you could play to get rid of your beans would cause you to deck. I'm pretty anti-cruises, Glizzy. Not really my scene. Ocean fear? I'm not afraid of the ocean. I've been on, like, plenty of boats and stuff. There's just, like, so many ways to travel for vacations and such. And that might be the most environmentally destructive one. Basically, I'm just, how do I put this tactfully? I'm just better than people that choose to use cruises. Like, morally superior. Hey, there's a good draw. More humble, yeah, I am. This is insane, huh? Wait, I want to do all of them. Hayward Nista thinks the sob thinks 11 months. Brazen Burrower. Okay. Oh yeah, way better than Brutality or way better than Dress in that spot. I think we're gonna see the Brazen Borrower here. Makes sense. Jesus Christ, Blast Aqua. Yeah, surprised they didn't bounce my Atraxa at my end of turn and play the Brazen Borrower, right? They could be attacking for 4 here. Maybe they got some other plan. You call them plague ships because they spread illness. Yeah. A lot of pollution, a lot of disease, do weird things to local economies. Well, there's all those fucking horror stories of people disappearing in cruise lines, like covering it up because it's bad for their bottom line to admit that somebody was kidnapped and shit. Just does not seem like a business I want to put money into and support, you know? Cult orgies? Wait, there's cult orgies? Hold on. I might have to reconsider my opinion. They're also boring as shit unless you specifically like the couple of things they offer you to do. I mean, getting tanked on a boat and like swimming and relaxing in the sun and reading for a week on end does sound like my sort of thing. That sounds great. That's not why I'm not about them. So all I have to do here is drink and read and enjoy the sun. How will I survive? Greed in theory, yeah. Pretty good at Tolly. Speaking of cults is the transition line there. Speaking of cults, I don't know if I want to read the rest of that sentence. Yeah, all right. Let's see what our mono black deck does here. Oh yeah, Eric, what was the result? Correct, Captain Red. Correct. Yeah, I had a friend who was addicted to ketamine. It was originally like prescribed to them, and it was just like way too easy to go too hard. Doesn't seem like something I'd want to fuck with ever. Another fairy master thinger mastermind. Hope you have a good time at the fest, Emily. That sounds like fun. I assume they're gonna kill the Barragoyf now. I think the broadside prevents me from just slamming Shieldred, which was my original plan. I think I just have to kill that thing. Yeah, it would have been nice to get the Shieldred down. Pre-enduring Curiosity, however, if I had let them have the Bombardiers, they could have just hucked the Curiosity at the Shieldred, right? That would have gone very poorly for me. The next turn, I rip something cool to discard. Overlord comes up next turn. Little too much damage if you let this cat through, unfortunately. Not surprised to see a burn spell here, though. And now next turn they can play out Kaido. Use that to tap my Nethergoyf. They're in a pretty good spot. Almost feel like I needed to rip something there. Imagine if I drawn that Tar Pit, huh? That would have been good. So if they have nothing else, the Kaido can tap down a critter and they can chump with their 0-3. Corpse Dance off the top. If I attack, they chump and kill me, so I guess it's pass here, huh? Are the crazy runs from yesterday continuing today? We had a trophy earlier. Some nice 2-in-1s, one scrub it up. Hasn't been like an absurd day. It's been a pretty average day. It's been good. Yeah, it feels like I just needed one more thing this game, huh? One more piece of action with him at 4 life at the end there. One more removal spell or what have you. You ever pedal out a frog turn 1? Ooh. I'm always a fan of the fuckload of Tortellini and Captain Red. I was like, ooh, Barragoyf. I didn't see the Emperor Bones at the bottom. Could be good, just like Bones out the Archon. Put effort into Tortellini. What are you doing? You're like hand folding that shit. I want to. I want to home make some like actual factual from scratch noodles this summer. Maybe next summer. I don't know. Now, as a kid, we had a pasta maker with a bunch of different shapes, and you just, like, dump the fucking the thing in and like hand crank it, and it would like just like it was like playing with Play-Doh, only you got noodles. It was dope. I've heard that if you're doing tortellini though, most of the machines aren't great because things like stick to them and stuff. You're better off just rolling it out yourself and making your own pattern and all that. Pretty efficient. You've tried making homemade pasta, never as good as you want it to be. Really? I remember it being dope all the time, but it has been a long time. It has been a minute. So a turn. How many cards would I discard if I fired this off right now? 2? Yeah, let's put it on their upkeep. Blown out by a Daze or a Spell Pierce. Hell yeah. Glad I didn't just Dark Ritual out the Shielded, or the Overlord. I thought about it. I think Tammy is worth respecting. I'm going to kill it. Waiting for Renzok. What you got, Renzok? Force Negation, sure. Pitch and Hull Breacher. The avatar looks like my neighbor Totoro carrying a cross. Sort of. It's like a, I don't know. Oh, I'd have cracked the clue if I was them, I think. It's a little bit cuter than that, right? It's a little bit, it's weird to say this, but it does seem a little bit more anime. Oh, did they need the mana? Yeah, now they're exerting Arena. What are they firing off? Fury. It's a lot of damage, Okay, well, yeah, I'll take 6. Once again, I probably should have rebought Nethergoyf just because it costs 1 less, Sure. Yeah, cracking clues into this board can't feel good, Flipping the Tams. Nice. So we started the day on a trophy. We ended the evening on a trophy. And then there were some, like, some bumpy roads in the middle. But overall, a good time. Had a stip in there in the middle that we went 2-1